Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. I'm running a bit late. It seems to happen to me about once a week where I think, yeah, I'm going to make a video now. Right as my gardens turn up and go, brrr. No, you're not. We're going to use our power tools for the next 3 hours. Couldn't even record with the windows closed. So we're a bit late today, but man, I've been looking forward to making this video. We've got some new music today, and not NEW. This is N with a U music. 3 different types of bands, 3 different sounds and energies, but they've all got that new vibe to them, and they've all got it in their descriptions as well. We've got some new core, some new beatdown, and then some grimy UK metal stuff as well, which is really different. So yeah, it's going to be a good one today. 2 of the bands we've had on the show before, we know they're good. This band we've had before, this is Tallah. They're doing great as well, getting loads of followers and all the stuff, which is cool because they're a quality band. This one's called Cottonmouth. It's a new one from the end of February. It's an official vid. So yeah, let's check these guys out. New core. Big fat mix. Great snare sound in there. So am I insane, so am I insane. You harass me. And I'm keeping your arms on the mantle to remind me of what you good. Yeah. I know this vocalist does all the different styles with his throat.
Oh God! She didn't see me playing possum. 'Twas awesome. I hippity hopped until I dropped her. Her body was a mess. I confess, just a bunch of hanging corpse plots. La 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 la, fucking up and down the bloody trail.
Yeah.
Life's been strange. I can't even put it to words. How productive I've been. Put the thread to the needle in. So am I insane. So am I insane. Don't blast me. You're gonna love this. And I'm keeping your eyes on the mentos to remind me how much you care.
These guys really mix it up. Yeah, these are a great band. They've got lots going on, really kind of fresh in that way as well. Just loads going on in this band. There was a deathiness, there was a blackness in this one as well, which is stuff we haven't really heard in the other stuff. There's that new metal edge. The singer's going off all the way through, just uses his throat in all the different ways that you can do it. And even more so than that, he's really, really kind of mixing it up as much as he can, but the music's mixing it up as well. Great drumming, really great snare sound in this one. Really cut through the mix with a nice pop. Really liked it. And yeah, great guitar, and it's kind of a new metal guitar sound and tone with big bassy low end as well for that kind of music. So it's got that new metal edge, but it's got pretty much every other edge going on in it as well. So yeah, these guys are really great. Somewhat fresh to listen to. Elements that you've heard before, but brought together in a way that you haven't necessarily heard them in the past. Very, very dope. I love this next band, and these guys, I think they are, you know, a bit of a meme band, and having a bit tongue-in-cheek with the attitude of it all. But man, I think their sound and the attitude is just really great. But for some people, it's not their cup of tea. But for me, yeah, I think it's dope. And these guys are new Beatdown, and I like Beatdown, but I like the way that they've brought this into a modern edge, and brought in the nu metal edge as well. This is No Face, No Case. We've had them on the show a bunch of times before, and I always enjoy when they put something new out. This one's Out of the Blue, so let's enjoy this one. More epilepsy warnings. These are one of the loudest bands that we have on the channel. Yeah. I love the hype in the music and the vocals. Such a heavy sound. Yeah, this music just hits you like a ton of bricks. That snare.
It's no face, no case on the track, you little bitch.
Step the fuck up. Make space for the notional goals like emotion. Let's get it on, get it. Frank it down, make it long, bitch. Looking desperate. Elephants is on top of it. Get us in the fucking pit. Piece of shit, better get your head split. Better get in with a fucking break. Gotta drop kick straight to your face. Swinging out of the blue, but you're just a fucking waste.
Bass drops in this and anything. I think these guys are seriously dope. I love it. Music puts a big ass smile on your face in the video as well. Dope. I think these guys are actually killing it. Their sound is just absolutely blows your head off. It's one of the heaviest, loudest sounds you can do. I'm trying to see from the information I've got here that I can see that this music is absolutely rammed through a limiter as hard as it'll possibly go. But the thing that's interesting about that is it's still got a clarity to music. Not when they're doing the bass drops. When the bass drops come in, the whole mix just blows to hell. But aside from that, the drums have got a nice clarity to them. The cymbals have got a clarity to them. The guitars, the way they sit in the mix is so high up in the mix and just literally like you've got your head next to the speaker cabinet right there. There's no air, there's no room or nothing in there. It's just straight into your ears from the speaker. But I've tried mixing music like that where it's literally you just crank everything up and ram it through a limiter. But what happens when you do that is you get a distortion to the sound. You know, it starts to crackle up and just distort and be too loud for the mix. So I'd be interested to know who does these guys' mixes and if they've got a YouTube channel of talking about how they do the mixes, because I don't know how to make a mix this loud, this pumped up, but still have a clarity edge to it. Whenever I've tried it, it's just distorted and really kind of lost its clarity. So that would be very cool to know how to do it, because it's a very modern sound. To be able to pump your music that loud is probably about -3 LUFs, which is about as loud as it can possibly go into your ears. But as I say, that normally means that it distorts and breaks up. But these guys are just great. They got a cool energy, loads of mix-ups and just random bits in the music and hype sections and breaking it down and building it back up. We had a nice deathy section in this one with some great cymbal sounds. So yeah, I really enjoy these guys. I think they're dope. Now, these guys are going to be a new band to the channel, and I think I found these guys through Facebook. And again, this is going to be another band where you're either on board with this stuff and think, hey, man, this is cool, it's different, or you're just like, man, this isn't my cup of tea whatsoever. Now, these guys are from the UK, and if you know anything about the UK scene, particularly the London scene, they've got a grime scene, which came out of kind of garage and D&B MCing back in the day in the London scene, and then they moved into kind of griming, which is it's kind of an offshoot of garage music. Loads of bass, very cool attitude to the music. But I've never heard that stuff mixed up with metal in any way, and particularly hardcore stuff and like what this band's going to be. So this is going to be different for me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be different for you, because if you haven't even heard grime in the past, you won't have heard this style of lyricism and stuff. So these guys are gassed up. They've got a track called Section 20, and we're going to give them a spin. It gets going right out the gate, so I think you'll know within the first 5 seconds if it's your cup of tea or not. But yeah, sounds really dope to me.
Don't need no straps or shacks, bruv, man, I get clapped with a fat right slap. Don't fuck with none of that shit, bruv, did all of that when I was a young chap. I was a bad man, dude, and I did a few things that were not savoury. Dropping off back takes like Avery, had 4 birds in the crack like Avery. Got regrets, but now I feel grown. Now I don't shot rocks or stones. Got regrets, but now I feel sound. No more shook it out, baggies all round. Now I move on with my life, got Burr XP and a bit of advice. If you see a shack, best won't be alive, cause a man's alright if he's holding a knife.
Yeah, it's got a nice bounce to it.
You will get jumped by a blade or clapped by a gun. If you want a quick chat, well son, kids don't just throw hands and man will get done. And if you want to stay alive then run, you will get jumped by a blade or clapped by a gun.
Yeah, that bass nicely in the mix.
And if you want a quick chat, well son, kids don't just throw hands and man will get done. It's your last year back, say go limit. Fuck life's not good when you're caught on it. It's all bliss in the wind up dead to the mother and siblings. Best to be told of it. I speak gospel back, take no of it. Don't end up as a crime, watch photos of it. It's all bliss till you're locked in pen with a Section 20 and you've just got caught for it. Rude boy but eye-wise. Sit back, kick back, open your eyes. Class A's and blades make cruise capsize. It's an endless cycle, anti-clockwise. Cause eye for an eye will cut off the match. Don't back with the law of the next man's life. Act right if you wanna fuck about, think twice. Cause a man's not right if he's holding a knife.
Yeah. They've got a nice, fat, chunky sound.
We need more unity. Don't think you act on impunity. Don't throw away your opportunity. Sort your life out, help your community. If you want to stay alive, then run. You will get jumped by a blade or clapped by a gun.
Yeah.
If you want a quick jab, well done. Kids don't just throw hands, a man will get done.
And you've got a dedicated ring bell on your kit. You're a mate of mine.
I speak gospel back, take note of it. Don't end up as a crime, watch front of it. It's all blessed to your locked in pen with a section 20, there's just got cover it. Rude boy better act wise, sit back, kick back.
Yeah, that bass sounds great. The mix gives it a nice chunky low end.
Don't rap with the law on the next man's eye. Right, if you wanna fuck about, think twice, cause a man's not right if he's holding a knife.
Dope. I enjoyed it. I don't know, you couldn't enjoy that thick, chunky sound regardless of whether you're into the rapping or not. Man, had a great guitar, thick guitar tone, and the bass as well, just meshed together with it to make a big, fat, chunky sound. Dope. Well, I enjoyed the rapping in that one. I did think it went well with it quite nicely. The way he kind of pushed he was rapping still. He wasn't shouting and screaming and stuff. I wasn't sure if he was going to do any of that stuff, but I like the fact that he kept it just rap, you know. It was kind of like grime rapping over a metal track in that way, because there wasn't any other elements of grime music in there, kind of the synthy side or the bassy side or the drum beats or whatever. Had the energy and stuff of that because that, you know, it had that beat. But yeah, it was just kind of grime rapping over thick, chunky, hardcore music. But I thought it worked well. He weaved the vocals in nicely. It went with the bounce of the music and flowed and all of that stuff. And he had, as I say, just pushed his throat a little bit more than you would necessarily in a grime track, because they can just be talking it out half the time. And kind of gave it that dirty, rough edge with it, you know. Excuse me. Just gave it that dirty, rough edge with it. So, you know, it was a bit metal in that way in terms of the vocal and in the delivery of the vocal is what I'm getting at there. So, yeah, I think we've had some really cool bands on the channel today. Different stuff, new metal, or new music, I should say. And yeah, a bunch of different stuff. And it just shows, I think these guys are pretty younger guys hitting their 20s, mid-20s. And this is the new wave of music, of guys who've kind of grown up with new metal as a thing, and it's influenced their music, and Slipknot and all of those bands that have influenced the music, having the rap edge in the music is fine as far as they're concerned, whereas when it first came out in the late 90s, it was really kind of, you know, but as I say, with these bands, you're either into the rapping, you can either think, yeah, that's cool, or you're just not into it whatsoever, and it's just not your cup of tea. But those people won't have made it to this far into the video, I wouldn't have thought. So if you've made it this far, you've probably dug these three bands and thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll hopefully get all these three bands back on the channel again and check them out more, because man, I've enjoyed it. I think they're really cool. So there you go. Have a good day. See you around. Bye.